What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers Inspirations series. We're starting things off today with the Aurelion, I think? Maybe? I feel like I've used that name before, so I don't know if maybe people are just using the same name or if I'm just getting something similar. I'm not sure. One thing I want to point out is this is a world file right off the bat. There have been a couple of times where sometimes the world files indicate that there are mods involved and that there's no mod list, but this time it is listed as a vanilla, although it does have the DLC. However, because it's a world file, I'm not entirely sure what all DLC is required, because it's a world file. So, anyway, I digress. This was actually a viewer submission, and I feel a little bit like I'm missing something because they asked me if I recognized it, and I really don't. Like, I feel like I should now, but I don't. And there's one really cool feature about this ship, if nothing else. I mean, I actually do like the design of the ship. It's kind of different. It reminds me of... It's similar to some of those Warhammer type builds, not necessarily in the Warhammer look, but just the hull structure and the hull line that, ooh, it's got an wait, I know this. Why is there a projection that just came? What was that? What is going on here? That was different. I swear, this is a world file. I didn't do anything with it. It's not me. I don't know. Ventral. That's what I was looking for. It has a ventral bridge. It's actually... I also like the thruster locations. They're kind of laid out pretty slick. I kind of like that. But the other really cool thing... Oh, that's neat. That's a neat way to hide thrusters. I never even thought of that. The other thing that's really cool is it has these retractable solar panel things, which I am dying to test out and figure out how they work. If I can figure out how the doors work. I feel like that's... Oh, wait, there's one. Never mind. Got it. I'm also going to try and keep the HUD off as much as I can. Whoa. Alright, because for some unknown reason, I really have no idea why, since it's already disabled on my game, I cannot get the goodbot thing to go away in the save file. Don't know why. I've closed it, reopened it, made sure they're off, blah blah blah, didn't seem to matter. So, I'm going to try and keep the HUD off as much as I can, because I find it personally annoying. Obviously, we've got a little bit of the updated stuff with the economy blocks, I think. I don't remember how much of these, like, which ones were locked to the economy DLC and which ones were just part of the update, but I digress. So yeah, we've actually got this cool interior. I'm not gonna lie, with the, like, really dark exterior, I kind of expected a darker color palette on the inside, but it's actually pretty bright. We've got, like, a lot of this, I'd say like a snow white. It's not like a... I don't think it's a pure white. It might be. I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm not really sure. Anyway, we have a cantina over there. Showers. Okay. Oh, that's kind of cool. They actually open both doors. Well, that's interesting. I can't say I've seen that one before. Normally those are done in an airlock type setup. We've got toilets, which is always useful. Never leave Earth without them, you know. I like this kind of layout, though. You've got, like, the jukebox over there, and we've got, like, the couches over here and stuff like that. It looks kind of like a roomy canteen kind of thing. Okay, level 3, crew quarters, hospital, briefing room, elevator. Ooh, elevator sounds fun. Level 2, machine deck, server room, elevator. Alright, let's try this way first. I have no idea where the bridge is. I'm guessing it's up... Well, actually, no, we should go this way because we found the bridge. It's the ventral bridge. Hence why I was like, this is cool. I really am not sure what the, Ooh, okay. This is kind of different. It's got like a mining tunnel kind of feel to it. That's pretty cool. And in case anyone was wondering, I do have my lamps off, so this is kind of just the normal brightness level, which I think works. It's just a touch on the dim side, but it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. Alright, we got a shower and toilet there. Got a lot of beds. This must be a fairly beefy ship. I'm not sure why. Okay, those doors are opening. There's... it's like there's some kind of sound dampener over here. Or wait, nope, sometimes it just wants to and sometimes it doesn't. Okay. Weird. Now it's working. Whatever. Doesn't make any sense to me, but okay. I'm also getting a jittery thing right here. I think that projection is enabling from wherever I am. Like it's on a sensor trip. Because you can see the projector thing is here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not supposed to be happening. So what I'm going to do is just go in and see if I can... Nope, that's not it. Okay, is it a repair? Maybe it was hidden. Let's just turn all of these off. We'll leave the railgun because I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. I don't know where this projection is coming from. That's really odd. I swear it's not my fault. No, hold on. I gotta pause it a second. Okay, so I think I found it. I think I fixed it, hopefully. If I'm right, it was coming from one of the console blocks, and I'm guessing the size or something just wasn't calibrated right. Anyway, it seems to be gone at the moment. So, we're back to the way it should look. But yes, we have our medbay, cryobay. Again, I'm kind of astonished by how many people are supposed to be part of this crew. Because there's a lot of spaces for a lot of people. Briefing room. Now this is kind of cool. You don't see this very often, but kind of a multi-level briefing room. Yeah, it was like one of these things. One of these blocks. And when I turned it off, then it seemed to fix that. So I don't know what's supposed to be on those, but we're going to leave them off for now because it just makes my life easier. Hopefully they're not used for anything important, but, you know, what are we going to do about it? What do we got here? Level 3. Oh, this must be the elevator. Ooh. Alright. Well, this is kind of cool. They've actually got glass on the side. I like it. Bridge, machine deck. Wait, bridge is level 1? Oh, wait, it's reversed. Okay, so level 3 is going up. Got it. That's weird. Because the buttons are down here. But I'm pretty sure level 2 was below us. So that's a little confusing. Hospital briefing room. So 3 is where we are. 4 is the flight deck, flight control armory. Unless what I saw was the flight deck, which is possible. We're going to check that out in a second. Where does this go? Okay, this is a stairwell, which is cool, but we're definitely going to end up using the elevator because it's cooler, and it will hopefully avoid giving anyone, like, motion sickness or anything. So yeah, it's kind of a little bit odd that this is set up this way, but it's interesting. I'm more curious about the way this is set up. This is really cool. Okay, so there's actually like a groove cut in to the back for this to sink into. That's pretty neat. I like that. You got blast door blocks all the way around it. Clever. And then to actually make it feel like it's sealed in, you go up layers and then add the lights and stuff. So that's kind of cool. What I'm curious about, and I'm tempted to click the button and run out at some point, is... Actually, let's do that. Let's send it back to 3. Nope. Oh, it won't let me in. Oh, it's pulling me down. Crap. Well, that didn't go the way I expected. Can I interrupt it? It doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, that wasn't what I expected to happen. thought I would have more time to... Well, maybe if I click it from further away, I can make it work. Because I was trying to get it to go down so that I could see the inner guts of it, kind of thing. So we're going to try that really quick. Can I reach it? Ooh, we got it. Cool. Alright, so once that goes down, I'd like to see if I can open this door again, but I don't know. So we've got hanger up here, which is really odd that the hanger's on... I guess there's some hangers on the top. So we have an armory here, probably for your pilots and whatnot. Survival kit, always useful. Let's see what's up here. This has got to be the hangar control. Ooh! This is actually a really nice hangar. I don't like that I have to run all the way around there, but that's part of the railing collision. That's pretty cool. I like it. They've got their own bays and like repair bays and whatnot. Pretty nifty. Pretty nifty. Is there anything use here? Now it is apparent to me from digging through some of the spellings and stuff like that that this is not, I don't think, set up as... I mean, there's some stuff that is in plain English for me, but there's also some strange things, so I'm guessing this is not an English native speaking person, which is totally fine. It's just harder for me, because that's about all I speak. But some things are really well labeled, so I'm not really sure. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on it. So, 3D printer cam, default blueprints, detached blueprint. Detached blueprint? How does that work? Anyway, moving on. Starting print process, recompile script, 3D printer. Okay. So that's pretty much all of your construction stuff for building more fighters, which is cool. But all the fighters are built, so we don't really need to do that. Can I open this door now? Can. Cool. Alright. Well, this is cool. So it's actually done on a piston, not like wheels or anything. Because most of the time I see these and they've got some kind of wheel set up. But this is not like that. It's pistons with elbow. Oh, I see. Okay. So that's for one, and then this connector would detach, and then this will go further down. That's cool. And then there's a small battery to keep the lights on, literally. That's actually really clever. It's kind of one of those complex in its simplicity, particularly with the connector switching thing. That's pretty nifty. Alright, cool. I'm glad I did that. I wanted to know. Alright, let's check out the hangar. I really like how the doors are calibrated. I don't have to open them. They actually work. They don't try and kill me. They don't pinch me. This ship's doors and I get along well. But I really like these fighters, too. They're also set up for atmospheric, it looks like, because we've got ions, atmospheres, and hydros. But yeah, I really like these little fighters. They're set up pretty cool. Ooh, look at that. We got thrusters in the wings. Yeah, I'm liking these little fighters. These are cool looking. Alright. I also like this. I'm not sure how this is made, other than I guess just the spotlights overlapping so you get the graded look. But it's pretty cool. I'm guessing, could be wrong. Actually, probably am. Never mind. I was going to say this is probably some kind of elevator for ground vehicles or something, but it looks like it's just a dock for maybe a bigger ship or maybe a ground vehicle or something. I'm not sure. And then we've got the hangar doors on the side here. Now, one thing is on the front and the inside, or on the outside and inside, I don't see any controls for the hangars, so I'm wondering if they're only controlled through the hangar observation area up here. That's kind of my guess. I'm not really sure. Okay, so I went ahead and cut there just to eliminate the running downstairs elevator type trips because we're running a little long on time here already, and I've got a couple other builds that look really cool that I want to go through. So yeah, I wanted to kind of expedite this a little bit. So we've got this looks like our production level, which probably would make perfect sense had I read the little description thing on the elevator, but you know me. This is cool. I'm really digging this server room. I like the timer block tower. Also, it looks like they're using a small grid, which makes perfect sense because why use full huge timer blocks when all you need is that they provide the same functionality, so why not use the smaller ones? That's really clever. I actually feel like this is a neat trick that you could use for the programmable blocks as well. Now, I imagine they did this way because it looks freaking cool, because it does, so it adds to the aesthetic. But yeah, I guess you could make a tower stack like this with programmable blocks every so often too, and it would kind of be a multifunctional thing. But I really do like this look, so I can't knock it too much because, yeah, it looks really awesome. So there's that. We have another canteen here, it looks like, or... oh wait, no, this is going to be the stairway access. Never mind. Scratch that, I don't know what I'm talking about. We have cargo bay access, it looks like, with some information readouts. And the reactor bay, which is very interestingly done in that normally you see a lot of reactors where they're the thing that's encapsulated, and it's almost reversed in this situation where you got the curve on the inside, so it's almost like the room is the part that's actually sealed, which is kind of interesting, and I really like the look of it, actually. That's pretty cool. I really dig that. So I guess now the last thing is deck 1, which I believe is the bridge. Yeah, level 2 is the machine deck. I would have seen that had I actually read it. Okay, so once again, skip the little elevator ride there, and then we end up here on our ventral bridge, which is complete with glass windows and everything. So all that, I mean, it doesn't spin, but you know, I mean, you can't have everything. So, the one thing that's kind of cool is it is a little bit dim, and at first I was like, oh, I'm not sure how I feel about the lighting, but it actually kind of makes it feel more like you're on a, like a destroyer or something, where they go into the red light mode kind of thing, where it's like the night mode. Also, I got a remote block there covered in glass, which is a cool little trick. Alright, so let's see. So now we're here. We have solar sails. That's what I want. That's what I want. Ion thrusters, hydrogen thrusters, ship docking. Okay. Now, in my perusing of the stuff... ah, here it is. There is a railgun. I'm guessing that's what the torpedo is, but I'm not sure. So let's actually give that a test real quick before we do anything else. So we're going to open the doors, if I can figure out what doors are opening. Okay, does anyone else... is it the front one there? I don't see any doors opening. I'm afraid to fire it because I don't know where the doors are. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that is it. Alright, so it's right there in that small little square in the front, right in the center. Okay. And then we've got a railgun view. And I'm guessing 3 to fire. Yep, there it goes. So it's actually got a railgun-based torpedo, which is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. And then this is the part I've been waiting to see the whole time. So we hit the 1 key, and we have solar sails, which is really cool. I'm a big fan of retractable solar panels. I think it's amazing. I really like the hull layout of the ship, actually. It's kind of cool looking. The only thing is I kind of feel like they should have folded the other way. Because if this is the forward facing, if they'd flipped the other way, it would have looked like more like wings. This makes it feel like it should be flying this way. But that's a minor little gripe. That's still really cool. I think that's really neat. Alright, so let's check out... I'm going to have to retract them, I imagine. We've got the ions and the hydrogen on all at the same time. So let's see how it actually flies. Because it is a beefy looking ship, and there's quite a bit of an interior, so I'm expecting it to be a little on the more carrier sluggish side of the spectrum, but I didn't want to rip the solar panels off. I don't know if you can fly with them on or not. In my experience, usually not is the more likely. It actually accelerates really quick. The turning is a bit more in line with what I expected in terms of it being more on the sluggish side, but accelerating, because of all those hydrogen thrusters in the back there, it actually gets up and goes. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for this one. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is the Darkness from Destiny 2. Now, this is an interesting kind of ship. I don't have a whole lot to go on in terms of the description because it was mainly lore and stuff from the Destiny 2 game. I can say that it's vanilla, and I do think it obviously uses some of the like sparks of the future because we've got the neon tubes, which I was waiting to see how people started using those. Now, it's not an I don't think it has a huge interior or anything to the best of my understanding, and I can't say how accurate it is because I honestly have not really played Destiny 2, but it kind of looks in line with what I would expect from a ship of that series. Now, one thing that I find interesting is these grooves. I'm trying to figure out how they did that. So this is the light armor tips, and these are as well. So I'm guessing they just brought it in a block, I guess. That's pretty cool, though. I really like how smooth that looks. Like, it really looks like it was built that way. It doesn't have a lot of janky, like, trying to makeshift it or anything like that. It actually looks like it just works. I also really like the neon lights. That's a cool effect. So, one thing that really drew me in, aside from the cool textures and all that stuff, one thing that really drew me in, was the interior. Although I did not expect that to go that way, but the interior looks really cool and uber moody, super atmospheric, and I love it. Like, I didn't even know you could make a scene like this in Space Engineers. So, it was honestly one of the biggest reasons I featured this build, was just because of the moody, atmospheric lighting and stuff. Now, one thing is, I don't know where this goes from here. I guess it doesn't go anywhere. One interesting thing is, for some reason, it's supposed to look good from one way only, so go back to the front. That's awesome. Oh, I see what they're saying. That's awesome. It's like, hey, you're not supposed to be back here. Go away. One thing that's interesting about this texture, this nano honeycomb type texture, I forget which one this actually is, I think it's part of the newer pack, is the HUD lamps don't seem to do much. Like, it doesn't brighten up the area at all. It just kind of gives you a white spot where your lamps are, kind of thing, but it doesn't really light up the room, which is interesting. But I absolutely love the atmosphere of this. It looks so cool. Like, this looks like something out of Control or something, which I love the lighting and stuff in that game. It looks so awesome. So yeah, that was really, honestly, the outside of the ship looks really cool. I mean, it's a cool flying high-tech pyramid-looking thing. You got all these, like, weird, glowy hallway-looking things, but then these two hallways, I was like, dude, lighting, A+. Like, that looks awesome. There's a maintenance access area, but again, I can't see anything. I'll have to keep that in mind, because I really like this texture, but it is not very conducive for being able to see what you're doing. It's very, like, I will say this is kind of cool, though. It kind of feels like you're in a galaxy or something. Like, see all the light reflections? It kind of looks like a nebula or something. So it's almost like there's a nebula inside a ship, which is a cool idea, especially appropriate for the wonky, crazy type ship that it seems to be. Oh, Look at that. It's so awesome. I love the lighting on this ship. Absolutely. That's like if somebody was like, why did you feature this one? Number 1, atmospheric lighting. Number 2, abstract and cool design of the hull. Pretty much it. It just looked really cool. Acceleration-wise, actually moves pretty good. I don't see the thrusters. I know we saw some of the hydrogens in there inside the maintenance area, but they're all concealed and hidden and whatnot, so I'm not sure how many there are. Turning is not bad. It turns a little bit on the slower side, but acceleration and all that's really good. So yeah, I think it works really well. But yeah, they had me with this lighting. That's all they needed. That's just so cool. Okay, anyways, I think that's all there is on this one to explore. So we're gonna move on to the next one after I take numerous screenshots for inspiration of my own stuff. Anyway, moving on. Alrighty, so a bit of a weird situation developed here. I had every intention of showcasing the Morning Star from Hydra, but for some reason I could not get it to load. It kept hanging every time I would try and paste in the blueprint. If the builder is seeing this and hears that, I don't know how to fix it, because I didn't see any comments or anything on the workshop file that said anything about it, so maybe it's just me, but I could not get it to work. So I went ahead and found the VX-02 White Phoenix. Now, this is a really cool ship as well. Partially because for any of you that have seen any extent of Gundam-type series, you may notice that these back pods look kind of familiar. They're fairly typical to like a mobile armor in Gundam. I remember specifically seeing something similar in, I believe it was Gundam Seed, or Seed Destiny, but anyway. But it's got spinny things, which is always cool. It has atmospheric thrusters, which makes me think that it may be predominantly atmospheric, but then it's also got the ions as well, so I guess it can do either. But it's got some really cool stuff. Now, I will say right off the bat that the description is fairly lengthy in terms of all the controls and mechanics. I did look over them, but I don't remember all of them, so it's very likely that I'll mess something up. But just know there's a lot of screenshots and little clips and things. Oh, there's even a hydrogen one here on board the ship. These are basically the big hydrogen boosters, if you will. I was going to say atmospheric stuff, but it's not. This is kind of clever as well. Looks like a ramp base, but then they've got glass over the bands of the thrusters, or the tanks, which I think is really cool. But so anyways, I don't recall what I need to do. Oh, there it is. So there's a button here. We're going to press that, and the cockpit opens. This ship is so cool. It's small, but there is so many different like mechanical things going into this. I love the spinning Gatling gun things. That's really cool. With a rocket launcher in the front. I don't know what... I guess this is just for design. It's got a camera on the front. But we've got this cool glass panel here covering the spotlights, and then you've got kind of a canopy that's going to go down over the front of it, which has the LCD screens and stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and hop in. And I'm going to kind of read over these. And I didn't have the build info mod on here because I was taking all the mods off to try and get the Morningstar to work. So this is a completely vanilla world now at the moment. So we're looking at trigger... oh, okay. I think we're going to have some button trial and error here. Again, I cannot stress this enough. This is explained in the description. I just didn't want to pause and look over every little thing again. So, we're going to kind of wing it. I don't know what any of these mean, so I'm just going to have to figure it out. But, let's start with the first one and see if that... Well, actually, first let's... Oh, what is smoking? Is it supposed to be smoking? What did I do? Maybe that's on purpose, because I actually have block damage off. So I'm guessing that's supposed to make the smoke trails? Maybe? I really hope. So for acceleration, obviously we've got the boosters, but those are, it looks like overridden. And I believe those are for like transfers and stuff. So let's see what one does. More than likely it's either going to jettison the boosters or it's going to close the cockpit. So, okay, I don't want to do that. So that actually turns the pods where the boosters are connected. Okay. Now it could have jettisoned them, I guess, but I don't think so. Okay, that folds... Oh, that folds up the light panels. That's cool. I didn't even know that would happen. Okay. That puts out the landing gears. That's so cool, look at that. It's like dual rotor-based or something. That's pretty nifty. Okay, and 4! The last one closes that. Okay, good. As long as we found them. So obviously with the boosters, this flies pretty darn fast in the forward directions. Now, let's see, 3 was the landing gear, 2 folds in the blade things, which are really freaking cool looking, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, that's really cool. I'm not sure if there's a function to them or not, but it's cool. And now I believe if we unlock the boosters, then we can move away from them as if it were kind of like a rocket transfer type of thing. So that would be like your atmospheric transfer. You boost out of the atmosphere, unlock them. Now you're in, combat mode. Also for combat. I believe in the description, actually, it mentions them being predominantly for combat, or to travel, and then you jettison the boosters before you go into combat. And then you can activate these, and now we're in kind of the flight mode type of thing. So it actually works really pretty cool. I like this ship a lot. A lot. And then, of course, we've got the rockets in the front, and our rotating Gatling turret things, Gatling chain guns. So, I really like this ship. It's definitely got that Gundam mobile armor kind of style going on. Now, what I wonder... Okay, you can open these back up. I don't know if there's any... It doesn't look like there's any reason why they wouldn't work with the fins out. And it looks a whole lot cooler with the fins out, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, that's just awesome looking. I like it. But yeah, so... This was kind of an unexpected ship, and I actually managed to get most everything right, I think, I hope, fingers crossed, and didn't blow the thing up, so I'm proud of myself. But yeah, so I think that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully in the next one I might manage to get the Morning Star in here, because it is a really cool looking ship. In fact, if you haven't seen it, I'd encourage you to look it up anyway. It's the Morning Star by Hydra, or from Hydra, or something, I think, if my memory serves. But it's a really cool chain-like ship, and I really would like to get it onto the series at some point. But this is definitely a worthy alternate. That's an alternate and alternative at the same time, I guess. Alternate. Anyway, with that, we're going to wrap things up here for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.